Alright, let's continue the journey. In this video, I will explain type annotations in TypeScript. Now, before we jump into the code, I want to say that by recording these tutorials, I assume that you have a little bit experience with coding. If not, that's also fine. But keep in mind that some of the terms I use might confuse you a little bit. However, if you do everything step by step as I am showing in the videos, you should be able to learn to code anyway. I do not tend to go too deep into details because this is how it's done, learning by doing. If you do not understand anything right away, just do whatever I do, stick to this video series until the end, and you should be fine. I also want to point out that if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the comments below. Either I will answer them right away, or I will make a video if I see that something is a common topic. Alright, so let's jump into the screen and learn type annotations in TypeScript. If you remember, the code we wrote in the last video was just a simple function that prints on the screen whatever argument we give for the parameter input. The parameter was of type string, and we created a variable called text, which was also of type string and was used to save the value we wanted to give as an argument when we call the function printText. Then we compiled the TypeScript code and we got a new JavaScript file, which contains a pretty similar code to what we wrote in TypeScript. This is actually the way how TypeScript works. However, if you look closer, you will notice that in JavaScript we do not have explicit type annotations for variables. This means that even we have annotated our variables in TypeScript, in JavaScript they can take any type. So let's modify the JavaScript file a bit and try to put a number in our variable text and run the JavaScript file. See, no problem at all. It can also accept arguments of type string. Now let's do the same in TypeScript. Let's make our variable text of type number and assign it a number. When we try to call the function printText, there will be a problem because the parameter input accepts an argument of type string and not a number. However, let's leave the code like this and compile it. In this case, we have got an error. It says that an argument of type number is not assignable to a parameter of type string. However, our JavaScript code got still generated and can run without any problem because it does not care about annotations. And you might say now, "Hey Ram, why the hell do you need annotations in TypeScript at all?" Well, in this case, we are lucky that the function console.log can accept parameters almost of any type. But what if it was another function that can take only parameters of only one specific type? To prove my point, let's write a new function in JavaScript. Let's say function square and give it a parameter x, and it should return the squared value of the argument passed into the parameter x. The type of x should be number, because obviously it wouldn't make sense to calculate the square of a text. Now create another variable also called x and assign it to the square of 5. Now we can pass x to our print function to show it on the screen when we run the JavaScript. And it prints 25, which is the square of 5. So far so good. Now watch this. Instead of the value 5 as an argument for the x parameter in the square function, I will pass a text. And watch what happens when I rerun the JavaScript. It prints none, which means not a number, and JavaScript does not complain at all. And exactly this issue can be a big deal when we write large programs that need to do complex operations for various applications in the industry. So this is where TypeScript can mitigate this particular issue. It helps us discover this type of error even before running the code and passing it to the testing phase. Okay, that's it for this video. If this was helpful, make sure you press the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching and stay tuned until the next one. Bye.